Have you brought a smidgen of ancient ashes and a palmful of earth from the grave? I can't wait to invoke the spirit of the fair maiden Jeanette.
Got the earth as ordered. Them ashes, though?
What's the problem? I gave you clear instructions, didn't I? Did you go to the graveyard?
I did.
Did you see the vaults with the monograms?
I did.
Did you find the grave of the fair maiden Jeanette?
How am I supposed to do that when I can't read? So instead I started knocking lids off of them stone boxes.
And?
A dreadful ghost rose up from one of them. A real scary fella. And I ran away.
Oh, I'm gonna write a song about this. The ballad of the grave robber who filled his pants. You're not getting any money.
Say, fancy a knife in one of your kidneys? You pick.
Calm down. I'll go find it now.
Did you see that tidy little garden? It's mine.
Have you brought a smidgen of ancient ashes and a palmful of earth from the grave? I can't wait. Jeanette.
Got the earth as ordered. Them ashes, though?
What's the problem? I gave you clear instructions, didn't I? Did you go to the graveyard?
I did.
Did you see the vaults with the monograms?
I did.
Did you find the grave of the fair maiden Jeanette?
Have you heard about the painter Aurelian, Minder?
Who's that? Of course.
I
He's that
recognize
wizard whose
Aurelian's
paintings
work.
come alive.
It's decent enough,
They also
but
caused
I've seen
no end of
better.
scandal. DuPont liked them so much he bought a few for himself. Then he invited Aurelian to the estate for a commission. And this painter chap said, "I'm not painting anything for you, not in this dreary place."
The nerve!
That's what happens when you let the rabble run about carrying on. I've always said anyone outside the nobility should wear leg irons at all times.
Who's that?
Martin, tell me about the poetess. What's she like?
Letitia. Well, she's not stupid. Very perceptive. I like her poetry as well.
Is it true that she follows Baron DuPont everywhere like a parlor dog?
It's love. Of course, she's willing to completely surrender herself.
And our flint-hearted Baron is indifferent to her. That must be frustrating.
I've heard that poems and songs come easier to one caught in love's throes.
And I've heard that the mercenary Greflet also has eyes for the poetess.
She won't even look at it. Naked yearning never advances one's cause with a lady. Instead of writing poems, he's run off to a tavern to get drunk.
By the way, there's just been a battle here and DuPont has fled. Perhaps we should make our exit as well?
Mistress Letitia.
Letty? Oh.
Commoners. Filth. Will they ever be able to see the truth? I think not. Allow me to disagree, my friend. The truth must be simple, straightforward. Here, look at this glass of wine. Is it so complex?
Oh, how they soaked up the sun, sleeping in the shade of the vines.
Grapes, my friend, are ever so simple in their primordial embodiment. A single sip and the truth flows into me. The wine and I are one.
In vino veritas, and in unity as well. Oh, the inspiration. Tomorrow I shall present a new work to Lord DuPont.
Ah, here you are. To think that such a gifted artist should wither at a liar's hands.
Artist? You look more like a clown.
You slack-witted buffoon. Was that your best retort? But what should I expect from a nobody such as you? You don't even know who I am. Ontracht. See you in the third act.
The cunning deuce.
Are you all right?
Where did he go?
Yes, my lord.
Perhaps the maid knows.
Where's your mistress, Letitia? I thought she was here. I'm worried about her, you know.
That rascal locked her in the cellar.
Ah, if he was here, I'd smash his face in.
Oh, but he's fled.
Ah, not only is he a scoundrel, but a coward to boot.
Excuse me, young lady, where did DuPont escape to?
Oh, I don't know. Though Lady Letitia might. They were in a relationship. Right now, she's locked in the cellar. Here, I found this key. Could it be the cellar key? Please, I'm begging you, save Lady Letitia.
A relationship, you say? We need to talk.
Commoners. Filth. Will they ever be able to see the truth? I think not.
I need to think about it, I guess.
The truth flows into me. The wine and I are one.
Armin is so sophisticated and knowledgeable. He promised to take me to the Haven of the Enlightened Ones, where we would become immortal, he and I. But there's so much left unsaid between us, and the poems.
Forget the poems, dear. Where is this haven he mentioned?
The Haven of the Enlightened Ones? No, I must not speak of it.
Armin is a conspirator, a murderer, and an enemy of the crown. He's killed many good people.
No, I don't believe you. Oh, Armand, why did you get involved with them?
He's gone, Letitia. Now stick to the point of our discussion. Where is the haven?
I only wished him to be free from the awful responsibilities he took upon himself. But the Haven of the Enlightened Ones, I must admit I don't know its exact location. I've never been there myself. Armand never invited me, though I did ask him several times. That Lindsay, a mere assistant in his theater, she was invited. And I, a poetess, a lady, friend. Not even once. DuPont owns a theater at the Mage Factory. That's where you'll find Lindsay. I'm sure she can tell you where the Haven is. The wench.
Thank you, but I'm afraid the theater at the Mage Factory is no more.
Ah, Della, here you are.
I was frightfully worried, Lady Letitia.
Grafflet, fancy seeing you here.
Lady Letitia, let me get you out of this wolf's den.
Yes, but give me a moment to collect myself. It was only yesterday that Armand and I were here together. Oh, well, this is goodbye, DuPont Estate. Goodbye for good.
Thank you so much. That was so very kind of you. May Eliu light your way.
Right. And Neolagi shift my enemy's gaze away from me.
I'll take care of Letitia and her maid. Go.
Please save Armand. He doesn't understand what he's got himself into. He may even get himself killed.
I believe you're right, dear. Forget him. Did it work? Did it work?
Commoners. Filth. Will they ever be able to see the truth?
Careful! You wrinkled my dress.
Yes, Your Grace. Cedric's gang went through there on a rampage. They said that heavy losses. They were just making mischief or plundering. Oh, plundering, Your Grace. They swept everything clean, including the Jangolan silk. All of it. What does the rabble even want with such fine stuff? You know what? Approach Cedric and ask what he wants for the silk. Don't take his first price, mind. And show a bit of gravitas. You're a Baron servant, not some grubby merchant. Me? Talk with Cedric? Yes, Your Grace. I'm... Right away, Your Grace. Did you discover what's burning at the fair? Yes, Your Grace. Cedric's gang went through there on a rampage. They said
I
they
can't
had
wait
some-
to speak with Lord DuPont tonight.
He's always late coming back. Has our gallery project kindled his interest, do you think?
Quite so. He promised to introduce us to some new models.
Ah, how timely. The previous ones were frightfully inflexible. Their screams were such a distraction. I couldn't focus on my work.
Have you tried using cadavers? They can be arranged in rather advantageous positions.
I have, but the rigor mortis ruined the tableau.
Are you in a hurry?
How much did this Damien chap pay you for Lord DuPont's amulet? Quiet! Are you trying to get me strung up? DuPont may have fled like a sparrow from a cat, but you know he'll be back. I'll keep it down if you tell me everything. Go ahead, leave nothing out. Right, I went to the fair where I met an artisanian merchant. He gave me a hefty discount after I told him I worked for Baron DuPont. And then he promised me a couple thousand coins to filch something magical. Why would he need it? Don't they have mages in Artisania? He's collecting magical artifacts, buying them up. Powerful ones, I mean. Not your soup spoon of stirring. Is our gentleman a powerful mage, then? Haven't you heard about DuPont's theater? Well, it's no theater at all. They're doing black magic in there, and Mr. Damien, he found out about it. I bring him some trifles every now and then. Do you want in? chap pay you for Lord DuPont's amulet?
Quiet!
Are you trying to get me strung up? DuPont may have fled like a sparrow from a cat.
Did you see them fight? It was like watching the gladiators of ancient Antis. And Lord DuPont watched over them like a patrician. Wasn't that a delightful treat for the estate? Yes. So much better than watching dogs gnawing on a bear. Yes, it was a fine battle today. A mighty fine one. So many people died. Juicy. Juicy indeed. You should write a ballad about it.
Haven't you heard about DuPont's theater? Well, it's no theater at all.
Got the goods? Don't I always deliver? Rainbow toads, as promised. Stuff. Iron Ox never lies. These dry toads are of the highest quality.
What are the effects?
One pinch, ammo.
My boy wrote to say he started studying.
Today's a very important day for us, my lovely.
But why?
Have you picked up a plague mask from Remedius yet?
I haven't.
Loyal subjects of the king, in the name of his royal majesty, King Claudius, sovereign of Nostria, defender of the realm, the citizens of this...
What do we know about the preparations for the expedition to Monpatri, Count? You promised to come to a decision any day.
Your Highness, the Archmage is standing his ground. I tried.
Ah, finally! So what happened at the Mage Factory? Did you determine the cause?
Allow me, Your Highness. Do you distrust the Royal Council? Your father never...
My dear Count, sometimes one opinion is not enough. Well, what did you find out?
You've been misled. The cause of the Monpatri disaster was a magical ritual performed by an unknown cult. Apparently, they were your subjects. The majority of them likely perished during the ritual itself.
Do you have a witness or some proof to support this account?
I have plenty of witnesses. One of them a captive elemental spirit called Ador. Such an entity is incapable of lying, as you know. By the by, Ador saw the last people fleeing the Mage Factory hide in the mine. But since you cannot send a rescue mission...
We must delay no longer. I entrust you with rescuing the survivors. Go to Monpatri, extricate my subjects, and bring them to me.
Your Highness, the Mage Factory is quarantined by order of the Archmage Caithorn, as I told you.
Since when does the Prince of Nostria bend the knee to an Archmage?
Adrian, you promised to set me free.
Our agreement stands. But so far, all you have provided me are words. Words that cast suspicion upon the Royal Council as well as the Royal Order of Mages. Centuries-old pillars supporting the throne. Prove your suspicions with something substantial. Find the survivors and bring them to the Citadel. Do this, and if all is as you say, I will grant you the pardon you were promised. How do you like my decision, Count? I think that's how we're going to expose the truth.
Unthinkable. You have your task. What else do you want?
Sage advice from one of the king's wisest counselors? Surely you realize the prince is asking the impossible.
There's no getting into the Mage Factory, and that, I'm afraid, is the end of it. I've been sending off letters to the Archmage for days. How many replies do you suppose I've received? The Royal Council is powerless here, and there are no legal ways into the Mage Factory. Although, perhaps you could interrogate your precious witnesses. I don't expect they know anything useful, but why not?
Have you heard what happened in
Who's
Rickville?
that? Are you in a hurry?
Is that a village ravaged by Cardags?
Who's that?
And here, disciples, is the depiction of the first Archmage, Nevidis. Who can tell me what great invention is the Archmage's legacy?
Magnus's Citadel, which we're in right now?
Nonsense. Nevidis wasn't some ancient dwarven architect.
The traveling Steely?
That's his creation, but it's nothing really.
The runic alphabet.
With all due respect to the Archmage, the runes come from the ancient elves.
Perfect astral words for experiments?
Good guess, but no.
The Mage's Tower?
Closer, but it was erected under the second Archmage, Sanguinus.
Project Zerb, the secret lab with chimeras.
Slander! It doesn't exist! Nevidis never experimented on people.
The Crown of Power. The one that helped Maximus take over Nostria.
Very close, but still no. Nevedi's greatest invention is, at the beginning of the Age of Prosperity, Nevedes took Septipalitus. That's where he opened a school of magic available to everyone. Its graduates make Nostria truly mighty and powerful. Sanguinus, Alberin, Cathorn, me. We're all graduates of the school. Ladies, have you heard the story of Agalbarag?
How's that one go? Is that the father of your dwarven king? A goblin pirate prince? Or is it one of the ancient dragons?
Magistrate, sir.
Who's that?
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Master Crewman, the head of the Gloucester Merchant School.
Loyal subjects of the king, in the name of his royal majesty, signed, Count Montier. May his will be...
picked up a plague mask from Remedius yet?
I haven't. Why would I need one?
Haven't you heard? We're all about to be sent to the quarantine outpost to fight the pestilence.
Why are you disturbing me? The end times loom before me.
I need to get into the mage factory without attracting attention. Do you know how that might be done, Ador?
I know what it is to be a prisoner of men. It is so hard for me, a son of the wind, to suffer this confinement. But I also know that stone is closer to me than the approaching terror of the void. I so desire to exist, trapped in this cage if I must be, but not to disappear.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Nothing.
Oops! Can't you go around? I've been waiting for an audience with Mage Erasmus for over an hour, and waiting on someone else.
At last, my divination proved correct. You showed up after all.
Perhaps you should attempt to divine something about that gentleman in the pavilion. For instance, a free space in his schedule.
As you can see, he's so busy he won't even speak to me, the eldest of the mentors. But I do not take offense. The Archmage's will is law.
And you're willing to wait. I can see it is a serious matter.
I took the opportunity to interrogate Ador. Forgive me, but I couldn't help overhearing his name as you uttered it. What this spirit has spoken of, the Archmage needs to hear what he knows at once, and take action. He could, for example, lift this pointless quarantine. So many spell components wasted, so much mana, so much effort, all for nothing. We've been fighting imaginary enemies. Can you believe it?
Of course. I too think the quarantine is pointless, and I urgently need to get past it. Do you know anyone who could help me with that?
I've helped you already. I spoke with an old friend, Master Remedius. He is waiting for you at the outpost by the Mage Factory Bridge. He can help you. Just don't tell the Archmage. Let it be a secret between you and me, all right?
I've been waiting for an audience with Mage Erasmus for over an hour, and waiting on someone else. Guess what I saw in the refectory after supper yesterday?
Roast beef?
Halt! Who goes there?
An envoy from Prince Adrian. I need to get into the Mage Factory, now.
Ah, you're from the Prince. We've been waiting on you for a good while now.
Waiting for me?
Kandor will tell you. He's in charge while Remedius is away. Open the gate, you loafers.
Call the overseer.
The most...
You ain't no village simpleton. Acting the fancy lord, is he? I know the type. He ought to be whipped.
I come from guard headquarters. Do you hear me? You're in a lot of trouble.
Did you hear that? Now it's threats, isn't it?
Think there's time to give him a quick beating while the mages aren't looking?
Try it. I'll complain to Horace.
What do I care about Horace? I'm a mercenary, not a knight.
Be quiet, worker, and be grateful you're still alive.
Oh, wait a moment. Are you heading to the Mage Factory?
What of it?
Please, hear me out. My assistant stayed behind at the Mage Factory. I need you to find him.
Why him? Many people remained at the Mage Factory.
I am a golem master. I was to deliver new golems to the Royal Guard, but foolishly forgot the tabula of Tinsiduntion. Without it, the golems will never awaken.
Tinsiduntion. Curious word.
Anyway, the tabula is in the hands of my assistant, who remained at Montpatry. If you could search for him, or he might have left some notes. The lost tabula must be found, or else the guard won't get its sentry golems. See? After the disaster, Legate Horace took me in and refused to give me up to the officials and all the rest of them. I can't let him down. No way. the overseer.
The most brazen thief.
I'm a merc.
Call the overseer.
The most brazen thief I...
How much have we spent today?
7,530 units of mana. 3 light spirits used up.
That's too much. Write this down in the journal for tomorrow. Replace the seal of Avielius with the key of Zarpados. Highest priority.
Got it. If I...
Are you Kandor?
Yes, that's me. And you're the prince's agent. The one who caught Ador and made him talk. And who now, just as we anticipated, desires entry to the Monpatri Mage Factory.
Desires? I have orders to search for survivors in that blasted mage factory. Have you seen anyone in there?
No one. We're prohibited from conducting any investigations, even if we use golems. The Archmage has directed us to enforce the quarantine, nothing else. All that's left for us to do is burn mana on cleansing spells and barrier charms. A senseless waste of time and effort.
Is that all you can tell me?
Of course not. Master Remedius wishes to see you, away from prying eyes. I'm going to create a portal for you now.
A portal? Prying eyes? I don't like the sound of any of that.
Who do you think we are? The Adepts of Darkness? Go. How much have we spent today?
7,500 of mana. 3 light spirits used up.
That's too much.
Here is the hero who made the Order of Mages look like fools. The prince sent you to the Mage Factory to look for survivors, correct?
So you do know everything about the prince's orders and about the cause of the disaster? What now? Are you going to lift the quarantine?
The Order has its reasons for maintaining the quarantine, even if the king himself should order it lifted. But let's say we're willing to make an exception for you. There yet remains one question to be addressed.
Namely?
Can the Order of Mages trust you? We don't know who else you might be working for, nor what goals you pursue for yourself. The Mage Factory is the repository of our secrets. Unfortunately, some of them have already fallen into the wrong hands. Recover them for us, and trust will cease to be an issue.
What secrets exactly? I need more details.
Kandor will tell you the details. Go. The portal will take you back to the outpost.
You're a mage factory worker?
Senior Master Craftsman Didier. I left for guard headquarters with the first
I've seen
I've
you
returned with a
somewhere
task
before.
from Legate Horus. I must find a tabula so that...
Enough. What are you doing here?
I told you I was sent to get a tabula. How many times do I have to repeat myself?
How did he get in?
He clambered up the rocks over there, tried to scale the fence.
He came at night, meant to catch you sleeping, I bet.
What else was I supposed to do? These oafs wouldn't let me in.
Remedius will deal with you. Keep an eye on him.
Remedius and I have discussed your problem. I need to know what it is that's gone missing.
Did you see the plundered wagon train on the bridge? I think you can guess it wasn't carrying tools or food. Something valuable went missing from that wagon train, and we want it recovered.
Something valuable. I suppose if I ask you who you suspect of stealing it, you'll answer someone larcenous?
There are certain facts we are loath to divulge before the time is ripe. Find whoever robbed that wagon train, and...
It was sentry golems in the wagons, that's what. And Windyport is the place to look for them. Talk to the locals. They likely know about it. The Artisanians are constantly pilfering from the mages, either at the mage factory or the tower. They sometimes even kidnap an actual mage, if you can imagine that.
How dare you! You shall face a magical tribunal for divulging our secrets.
I do very much dare. I serve the Royal Guard now, not you. Legate Horus will stand up for me.
I think you two can settle this without me. Good day, gentlemen. Dominic knows something. If I help him, I will likely learn something about Remedius's golems.
How do you like that wonderful fresh bread from our Garrick?
So you...
I sure did. So sour you can hardly force it down.
That's good.
What are the dwarves doing here?
Well, but I don't understand.
It's a long story.
Of course. If you want strong fists, we dwarves...
You again. What else do you want? Surely you can see I have work to do.
How do I get past the quarantine and into the Mage Factory? You must know about any secret passages.
Are you kidding? I'm head of the guards. I closed down every known passage, though there is the tunnel used by the Foundry craftsmen for their side business. If you could find one of them, Norman, for example. Did he survive, by the way?
Yes. He's the leader of the refugees now.
Then can we wrap this up? I've still got lots of work to do here. George will skin me alive if I don't finish on time. Leave me alone already, will you? I need to work.
Brigville's ways are certainly curious. A brother and sister quarreling for 7 years.
As if every family flocked.
Bread is so good. I could just eat until I drop. How come we're so rich all of a sudden?
Oh, you're back to ask more questions. But you haven't brought any aid.
Norman intends to return to the Mage Factory and fetch his wife. Past the quarantine, past the mages. How?
Ah, yes. It's really simple. There's a secret passage neither the mages nor the guards knew about. It leads from the foundry straight to the outside. They call me Bludgeon's underling, but all the master craftsmen had dealings with him and his smugglers. Norman was no exception.
Tell me where it is. How do I find it?
There's a man named Barry. I can't say anything about it without his okay. I gotta be careful, you see. You can find him in Bludgeon's den. He can tell you everything. Well, if he chooses to, obviously.
Oh. This bread is so good.
I could just eat until I drop. How come we're so rich? Today's a very important day for us, my lovely.
But why?
Because today... we out on a date.
My boy wrote to say he started studying the art of brewing elixir. I was so pleased and my heart skipped.
Did you find the retort? Do you have it?
Of course not. On to another topic. Do you perhaps know of an alternate entrance into the Mage Factory?
If only I could remember. That blasted poison. All I know is that the craftsmen of the foundry were running a business on the side. They occupied some sort of a basement there, or tunnel. I recall someone named Norman. A good fellow, albeit a swindler and a thief. But who among us is better? Forgive me. It hurts to remember. Find the retort as soon as you can, please.
My boy wrote to say he started studying the art of brewing elixirs. I was so pleased.
Today's a very important day. Magic cards divine.
This bread is so good.
I could just eat until I drop. You're the one who brought us bread? May Eliu protect you.
And cheese? I thought I'd never want to eat again.
But that cheese. Yes, Rickville is famous for its cheeses. Weren't you afraid to come?
What should we do?
Not us Rickvillians.
Oh!
What? Go see Barry. Although now that I think about it, why would he say anything to a servant of the crown? I wouldn't.
This bread is so good.
I could just eat until I drop. How come we're so rich all of a sudden?
I helped you. I look forward to your assistance with my problem.
Are you interested in procuring a few Illyrian chicks? I expect a new shipment within the week.
No. My concern is with the Artisanians and the missing golems.
Those chickens may be a delicacy, but I'm here on an even more delicate matter.
The golems are here, at the port.
Listen. I, Dominic, am but a simple and honest merchant. Fabrics, swords, helmets. A few luxury items from Marcella's market stalls. What else?
Enough. Let's get down to business.
They have them crated for transport under an invisibility spell. Soon a ship will come to pick them up. When it arrives, they'll tell everyone to get out of the port, but you could hide.
I was right to place my faith in you. Now, where should I hide?
A grotto along the shore to the south. Everyone's afraid of the place, but it's empty. No one will spot you there.
I should prepare before hiding in the grotto.
The ships arrived, just as they said.
At last. Let's go see these smuggled goods.
Where are you going? They're not letting anyone in.
Come on, move it.
What's taking so long?
The invisibility spell.
Fancy meeting you in this place. Here I am, stealing the kingdom's magical secrets right in front of Prince Adrian's personal envoy. If I were you, I'd pause and take a close look at this awkward situation.
What do you mean?
These so-called sentry golems you're looking for are a hammer with which Claudius intends to crush Artisania's freedom. Doesn't Artisania deserve to prepare for this attack? Don't we have a right to know what troubles lie ahead? We could argue the point forever. But Artisania is not giving up these golems. And you...
And I've no choice. I must get into the mage factory, Damien. If I return the golems to the mages, they'll let me through.
You have a choice. You can spill blood and return the mages' weapons to them. Or you can look the other way while we finish our modest little heist. To sweeten the pot, we will advise you on getting past the quarantine outposts and into the mage factory, bypassing everything, including the hypocrisy of the mages. Do we have a deal?
Do they think I've fallen so far? Not gonna happen. Jeanette, you can breathe easy.
Oh, thank the Queen. Old Didion has gone completely bonkeroos. Yesterday, he was talking about singing fish. Said he listened to them in the evening.
Waiting for me, are you? I brought you something.
And by something, do you mean our sentry golems?
The very ones. I had to beat off a pack of savage Artisanian mercenaries to get them, but here they are, safe and sound. Is the Order of Mages pleased?
By the ninth element. Those Artisanian snakes came that close to succeeding in their plan? You've no idea what havoc they could have wreaked with such weapons. It would seem you have earned my trust, insofar as anyone can be trusted these days.
Am I allowed into the Mage Factory?
Yes, take the bridge to the gate. I'll remove the charm as soon as you approach.
This isn't the Mage Factory, but a crypt stinking of decay. Where did this come from? This is Widow's Kiss. The color is so vibrant. I wonder how Palatinus intends to destroy it. The echo of a disaster.
Run! Quick!
I figured I'd see you here, but I didn't expect I'd have to save your necks. What did you do this time?
We wanted to awaken the golems so they could protect us. Harvey tried it without a tabula. As you can see, it didn't work out. I shouldn't have bothered. We didn't find anyone, not up there, not here. The voices we heard were a figment of the imagination.
Are you sure? My information is that the Mage Factory survivors fled to the mines to hide.
Really? Well, that does make sense. There are monsters roaming around the main entrance. I've never seen anything so terrifying. Perhaps they sense the living people inside and are lingering beside the bars like ravenous hounds. Thankfully, they can't enter. Those bars are heavy.
I think I can imagine what creatures you're talking about. I'll deal with them. Meanwhile, you'd better leave while the leaving's hot.
No way. I came here to find Lindsay, and I'm not going anywhere without her. She might still be here with the other survivors. Are you heading for the mines? Let's do it together. If you defeat those monsters, I'll open the entrance for you. You can't do it by yourself. If you need help, talk to Harvey. Maybe he can awaken the golems to help you. I'm sure he won't fail a second time. Or Rato here. He knows a passage to the mines that bypasses the main entrance. Handy, right?
Very well, Master. Let's search for Lindsay together. Just don't poke your nose into anything unless I say so, okay? The sounds seem to have frozen, stuck in the air. I wouldn't have liked to have been here that night. This assistant of his is one smart fellow. I'll have to find the barber's sign. Right. Here is the priceless tabula.
I heard Lindsay's voice near the main entrance. It was as though she was calling for someone.
Are you sure it was her? There's quite a distance between you.
I don't know. It might have been my imagination, but I have to see for myself.
Thank you. I thought I'd never get out of here alive. You'll get us out of here, won't you? Alive?
Perhaps. I need to get to the mines first. You know a way, don't you?
Of course. The elevator behind my back leads to the old entrance. It's over there, in the quarry. It doesn't need magic, but it does need to be repaired. I said from the start that we should go that way, but Norman wouldn't budge. Nearly got us killed, too.
What are you waiting for? Go ahead and repair it.
Not as easy as that, I'm afraid. I need to assemble and launch the mechanism, and all the operating parts were pilfered. Someone from the workers' quarter took the old lever. I used to see the kids playing with it across the street from the stables. It's probably still there. The miners took the chain to use in the well, and the new sprocket is in the foundry. Somewhere around the forges.
Come on and collect these items. I'll accompany you.
Whoa, no can do. Who knows what's roaming out there? Please, you take care of it. I'll wait for you here, okay?